This is Roger Simon for Pajamas Media, and I'm here with Chuck Todd, the editor-in-chief of the Hotline, the insider's vehicle for Washington, much like Variety is for Hollywood, except unlike Variety, most of this is the truth or more of it. Let me ask Chuck to give us a quick rundown of what the Hotline is first.
Basically, to describe it the way you did, the Variety for politics is what I like to show. What Wall Street Journal does for the business community is what we like to think we do for the political community. We've got a 24/7 news service called Hotline On Call, and we've got a morning briefing, wake-up call at 9 a.m. We got an afternoon one at 4 o'clock, last call. Did I get all my plugs in? We got House Race Hotline at 2 o'clock. So we're publishing now nonstop, particularly right now. And we're for professionals. We're not for the junkie crowd. We're for the people that make their living electing or unelecting.
You're for the people that feed the junkies.
To feed the junkies, exactly.
So
high-priced cocaine.
High-priced cocaine.
The crack that's on the street. Sorry.
Okay, so who pays for the high-priced cocaine, and how do they get it?
Congress is a subscriber. That's one subscriber. Media, about a third of our subscribers are media. A lot of political consultants are subscribers. So, it's a high-end publication. $6,000 a year is what we charge. So it's a trade per se, and it is for people that make their money either lobbying Congress or trying to elect people to Congress, or, like I said, unelect people from Congress.
This being 2 weeks away from the election, let me ask you the obligatory question I've been asking everybody else. What do you think is going to happen in November?
This is the worst time of year to ask. I say that because we know we have too much information. In some ways you have too many polls and all this. I'm trying to hedge here, can't you tell? A good night for Democrats is winning the House. A great night for them is winning both. A good night for the Republicans is an okay night for Republicans is just losing the House. A disaster is losing both. So we know what the new bars are. I would say 6 months ago it would be, not where the Republicans would have said, well, we got to hold the House, or that's going to be considered a loss. Now I think that bar has shifted a little bit where, they're giving up so many House seats as it is. It's almost impossible for them to hold the House at this point, simply because they've given away the Texas seat, a Florida seat, and you start going through the numbers, and it may be impossible for them to hold the House. But if they don't, if the Democrats only get a 3-seat margin in the House, that would be a good night for the Republican Party, or a survivable night for the Republican Party. Personally, I think it's a 18 or 30 seat. I don't think there's any in between in the House, and I think it's a 4 or 7 seat in the Senate. I don't think there's any in between. Either this wave exists or it doesn't.
That's interesting. Now that we've got you here making prognostications, let's take a quick look at '08, because you're the hotline guy. You're the guy who's getting the information that we hoi polloi don't get. So tell us, what are you seeing for '08 here? Who are the big players, and what should we be looking for?
I think the thing that we should realize is the interesting news about Obama, sort of admitting that he's looking at this, is that it shows you how quickly things could change. In the Republican side, there are two candidates who could completely change the dynamics of the race if they decided to get in a Rudy Giuliani or a Jeb Bush, if he suddenly decided to change his mind and do it. On the Democratic side, you had two candidates that could change the dynamics of what we thought the race was going to be. One was Al Gore, and of course now we're seeing what happens now when Obama changes things. So I think, look, on the Democratic side, you're down to 2.5 candidates. If both Hillary and Obama run, they probably split up the Democratic world in half, but it's going to be hard for any of these other guys to get any breathing room if both of these big fish, Hillary and Obama, run. On the Republican side, it seems like the world's already dividing between McCain and Romney. I think the question mark is, does Rudy run or not? My assumption has always been that he doesn't. This is a guy who seems to be more interested in making money. He's made a lot of it. Running for president would put a crimp in his lifestyle a little bit. So I don't think the New York tabloids, I don't think he's interested in what the New York tabloids will do to him. That's just my personal gut feeling. And then, so then you might be already down to a 2-person race.
Thank you. That's the voice from Hotline. Now we know. Thanks, Chuck. Nice to meet you.
Good
Bye.
to meet you.